Hello everyone, welcome back to the Geek Blend. I'm Jeff, and welcome to another 31 Days of Halloween video here in the channel. And today, I will be reviewing John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. This is technically a remake of The Thing from Another World, which came out in 1951. If you go back and look at John Carpenter's Halloween, the kids are actually watching it on TV, and it was not known at the time that John Carpenter would be doing his own version of The Thing, which is kind of a nice little deep cut there. So let's go ahead and get into the review. So you'll notice a lot of famous faces in this movie that you've seen before throughout multiple, movies in the 80s and 90s and even the 2000s and even today. Yeah, Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, T.K. Carter, David Clinton, Keith David, to name a few. Really great cast, really great ensemble. They all work really well together, and you believe their isolation and trust issues once the movie gets going. It starts off with a clip of a spaceship coming close to Earth and going into Earth's atmosphere. Then we cut to the Antarctic base where our team is stationed, and there is a helicopter chasing a dog through the snow towards them, and the helicopter is shooting at the dog. Finally, the helicopter lands, and it tries to shoot the dog. It accidentally shoots Bennings instead, and then the guy out of the helicopter grabs a grenade, and he goes to throw it. He goes behind him. It blows up the helicopter and one of the guys. And the guy that has the gun continually hunts down the dog to try to kill it. So when you're watching this movie for the first time, you're like, why is this guy trying to kill the dog? He gets close enough to shoot the dog again when the dog is surrounded by our group here at the Antarctic station, the U.S. Antarctic station. And Gary shoots him in the head, killing him. That starts off a chain of events when we realize that the dog is not a dog. The dog is whatever was in the spaceship in the beginning of the film. We don't discover that till later, but we can assume that going forward. Basically, this entity is from another planet, and no telling how many planets it's gone through and consumed. Once it consumes a person, like absorbs them, it takes on their identity. They become an exact match of that person or animal, whatever it decides to replicate. Our team finds this out, and of course, trust issues start popping up because no one knows who is the thing and who is not. It is a roller coaster of film. It's a really well done sci-fi horror. The suspense is good. It's kind of a slow burn, but not in a bad way. Like, it does slowly build and build towards the climax, but it takes you on a journey along the way where you're not bored and it's not too slow. So I would definitely recommend this for people who like more of suspense, psychological kind of thriller type movies. And if you're just wanting to see like a psychological thriller drama, this is not up your alley at all. I showed this to my wife. She's a fan of those movies. She absolutely hated this movie. Number one, the effects in the film, it's pretty gory, and the effects and the makeup work at the time were groundbreaking, and to be honest, it still holds up today versus some of the like CGI effects we get in bigger budget horror films, especially when you look at the 2011 Thing prequel film, which I might review. I'm not sure. If you guys want me to review it, let me know it down below. I haven't made my mind up on that one, but that movie did have practical effects. They went in, had these great practical effects makeup guys do the job, and then at the end, in post-production, they went over and they put CGI in over top of the practical effects, pissing off a lot of people who worked on the movie, including some of the cast members. Just not a well-done movie. It has a great premise to set up the Norwegian camp that the helicopter people chasing the dog in the beginning come from. When we eventually get to see that camp from MacReady and the doctor go to check it out, that's what the prequel sets up. It's basically what happened at that place, that facility. But it did not do it well like this film did, and the suspense was okay, but the effects were just terribly done, and they looked really awful being a CG and last-minute CGI on top of that. This film, however, does an amazing job with the effects and the amazing job of the drama and building the tension throughout the film. Kurt Russell gives probably one of my favorite performances in his career in this film as R.J. MacReady, who you could say is the main character of the film because it does focus more on him than anyone else. Although this is an ensemble cast, he definitely is the highlight. Another highlight in the film, I would say, is Keith David as Childs. His character is very quick on the draw, very short-tempered character. Him and MacReady butt heads a lot, and that makes the tension in the film work even better because once they start to assume somebody's the thing, they all turn on that person, but it sets up really great tension and it works really well. I'm not going to discuss the entire movie because I do not want to ruin the film for people who have not seen it. I definitely recommend it. If you're a horror fan and you've never seen this, but you've heard about it, and you're even a John Carpenter fan of that, I would definitely recommend watching this one. I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. It's always in my top 10 horror films when I gotta go back and look through, like, what is my favorite horror films, and I start, thinking about it over time. This always ends up in my top 10. I definitely think it's worth a watch. I think John Carpenter did a fantastic job, and also a fantastic job with the score. That score, that subtle score that he has that plays throughout, just completely builds the tension and keeps it going up until the final climax at the end. It's a very open-ended ending, if you want to look at it that way. You're like, what exactly is going to happen, kind of thing, And I'm glad we never got a sequel. I'm glad it stayed ambiguous. Like, you decide what you think happened. One of those things, I do enjoy that part about it. I know some people hate that part about it, but I do think that's the best way they could have ended the film. I just realized, as I've been reviewing these movies during the 31 Days of Halloween for you guys, I'm not really giving them a score. I'm not really going to do that anymore. When me and Jason do movies, we'll still do our scores, but I'm going to be doing stuff like we do on the Cantina. I'm going to say either I like it or I don't like it. A thumbs up for this one. I definitely recommend it. Definitely think you should check it out. Like I said, the practical effects in this film are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they look fantastic. And like I said, even today, they still look fantastic. And you go watch other movies, like newer horror films in the last 5 to 10 years that use CGI effects instead of practical, and this holds up better than those do. It's a real testament to these practical effects designers who did the work on the film with the makeup effects and the creature effects. It's just, they did a fantastic job. And to be able to stand the test of time like this, especially nowadays where everything is like always CG, except for like independent and low budget horror stuff, which is still practical, thank God. It's definitely stands out still to this day, and I definitely highly recommend it. I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, and this is one of his best in my opinion. This wasn't a very long review, and I kind of just wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on the film, and I didn't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, because if you haven't and you've been wanting to watch it, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Hope you guys are enjoying the 31 Days of Halloween content here on the channel during the month of October. I love all your comments and support on social media that I've been getting from you guys. It's been great. Keep it up. I always love hearing from you all, and your opinions mean a lot to me. Leaving a like on the video really does help us out, and if you're new to the channel and you like what you see and you want to see some more during our 31 Days of Halloween, or even more of the content we have on the channel besides that, hit that subscribe button for more, and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on everything we do during the 31 Days of Halloween here on the Geek Blend. That way you get notifications daily on when our videos release, because we do about 1 to 2 videos every day during the month of October. Links in the description for our social media, our Discord, our Patreon, and other ways to support the channel. Our Discord continues to grow and grow every week. Definitely go check out that community over there. There is a horror channel and other channels like the Cantina, Star Wars, things like that, if you guys want to go talk about that in this great community. And if you want to support the channel, I would definitely recommend checking out our Subscribe Star or our Patreon. And for all of our current channel supporters, I want to say thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot, and we really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the content here during the month of October. I'm Jeff, this is the Geek Blend, and remember, if you geek about it, we speak about it. See you guys next time. Happy Halloween.